So this is the first code of the Java servlet. Write a servlet program to create a simple server and test it. Our endpoint is /hello. So let's start the Tomcat server in IntelliJ. Um, this is the one. So here we go. /servlet/hello. Okay. So we got our output hello world. Next is write a servlet program to read the client request parameters. So where we are, mm, yeah, we need to go to this form, submit form. Okay. So this is the one form.html which is sending a request to read params. We are sending a post request, right? So let's render this form.html. Let's input details on a test@gmail.com. It will send a post request. You can see from here as well. Um, yeah, we received the parameters, right? So it's sending a post request to localhost/servlet/read params. So what is happening is we submitted the form from the UI, then there is it read param. Yeah. So after we submitted the form, we got a post request. Then in the servlet, we got the parameter, the username, and the email. Then we sent a response from the server to the client, that is the browser, and the response is what? It is a small HTML code, simple, which is in which we are printing the name and the email. Also, it supports GET request, so we can directly send GET request to read params because we have this method over here in read param servlet. So if I directly send this request from the browser, it would be a GET request. So I haven't sent any parameters, so it's null in the GET request. But if I send here username hello and email abc something like that in the request, I would be getting the parameters, right? Name equal to hello and email equal to see. This is the second method of the read servlet. Next one is implement a servlet to generate multiplication table for a number. Okay. So here we need to go to this form multiplication table, multiplication.html. localhost/servlet/multiplication.html. We are entering a number, let's say 8. Again, we are sending a post request. Yeah, generate. It generated the table of 8, and this is the post request to servlet/multiplication table. And what is happening is when we are sending the post request, it's just the server side, it's simple loop calculating the table, and just in the response is printing the table with the table border and whatnot. Cool. And it also supports the do get method. Again, similar thing what we did in the previous question. We can directly send this request from the browser, and it would give me an invalid input. If we have to provide input, I need to pass this as a query parameter number 8. Okay. So we can do it both of the ways, like the form and the get request, because we have both the methods for it, get and post. Cool. So next question is develop an application to demonstrate all the core tags available in JSP. Okay. So, and this is the one core tags.jsp. We need to just render this page. Core tags.jsp. We're just printing the date, value, and greetings. That's how we are embedding Java into an HTML page, right? By using this declaration tag, scripted tag, and the expression tag. Pretty simple stuff. Next is develop a JSP application to accept details from user and store it into database. Okay, so for it now, I need to start my DB. Let's start my quality. Oops. 1 second. Need to run it as an administrator. So till now, yeah, we started the MySQL. Let's go to MySQL shell. I already created this user table. We are creating a user DB and table of users. We are accepting the details via form and then storing it in a database. So I already created the user. Let me show you. Here, localhost. Select use. What's the name of the user DB? User underscore DB. Select start from users. Okay. So currently in the users table we have Ronak Madan and this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4 password. Okay, these two people have registered. Okay, so we will go to this form. Register.jsp. No, user registration form. Yeah. User registration form. Let's say I am entering a user Kevin, email kevin@gmail.com, password 123. Okay. It will also send a post request. Register. Cool. Registration successful. It send a post request to register.jsp. And what we have in register.jsp, here we are just embedding Java into HTML and we are using it as a servlet. We are getting the parameters. First of all, we connected via this. We registered the class name and using this JDBC driver, we connected it with the database. and then insert into users. Let's see the result got inserted or not. Kevin, Kevin@gmail.com. Okay, so we registered from the form and it sent a post request to the servlet. And what the servlet did, it interacted with the database and stored this details into the database. Cool. Um, it's a prepare statement. Okay, next. Next, we have develop a JSP application to authenticate user login as per registration details. If login success, forward the user to index page. Similar thing just now we did. In this, we are also checking the login and just forwarding the request to index.page. So again, we did this. Then user login form.html. Login, let's say we are logging in from the same user, Kevin, @gmail.com, password 1234. It will send a post request. Login successful. Welcome to the index page. So what happened when I submitted the form? It sent a post request to login.jsp. And what do we have in login.jsp? Again, it's a servlet, JSP, inside which we are having a servlet. We get the parameters connected with database. Then after connecting with database, we are checking if select star from users where email is equal to, this would be replaced by Kevin@gmail.com and password 1234. So we would be founding the record as we have inserted it here, right? Kevin. Then we found the record, login success true. And if we found the record, then just we are forwarding the request to index.jsp, request.getDispatcher. And what is on index.jsp? Login successful, welcome to the index page. That's what we are getting. So this is the workflow. So one thing I would like you to notice, when we log in, we are forwarding the request to index.jsp, but in the client, the URL didn't got changed. It's the same, login.jsp. So what exactly happening is, after submitting the form, we send post request to login.jsp, and then this servlet forwarded this request to index.jsp. And then we are getting the response from this index.jsp. But the client doesn't know about this forward. As we can see here, this is the forward method. So it forwards the request to another servlet to generate the response. So this response was generated by index.jsp, not login.jsp. It just simply forwarded the request without even the client knowing of the fact that the request is being forwarded. Also, there is another method called send redirect. So what it does, it returns a response to the client using the specified redirect location. It does the similar thing what we are doing with forward, but what it does, when we do send redirect, the URL will change to the location we are redirecting to. So in simple terms, send redirect will know the client that your request has been forwarded, and the forward method is a server-side method which will not even let the client know that we have forwarded the request. Good. To the last question. we have create a web-based student application where students can register online with their enrollment number, and they should be able to log in after getting registered. We are using JSP Servlet and JDBC. So I created the student portal table and student portal database and students table. Let's go to register.html and register a student. Okay. So currently in my students, there's only one student I registered. Enrollment number 1462 and so cool. So localhost 8080 servlet/student app/student register. Let's say enrollment number 1463, name test, password 12345. So after I register, it will send a post request again. Post request to localhost 80 servlet student app/register servlet. This is here's the endpoint. We are getting the parameters, connecting to the SQL database, inserting the values, registering the user. Okay. And we are returning what? Registration successful, login to student login.html, reference to student login.html. Okay. So now login. Enrollment number 1463, password 12345. It will send a post request to student app/login servlet. Welcome test, you have successfully logged in. This is the username. And what will happen? This servlet/student app/login servlet endpoint, getting the similar thing what we did in the login, getting the enrollment password, parameters, connecting to the database, verifying that the enrollment number and password exists in the DB. If yes, forward the request to success.jsp. Again, it's a server-side forwarding, not client-side forwarding. The client doesn't know about this forward because you can see the URL is /login servlet only. Okay. And when we redirect, when we forward the request to success.jsp, it will just print request.get attribute student name. Where do we get this student name from? Yeah. So when we are forwarding the request, we are setting an attribute student name to the name of the name of the column from result set. Right? We executed the query, select star from students, where enrollment number and this. Then we got the name of the student from result set. And then we set an attribute in the request parameter. And then this request is forwarded to success.jsp. And success.jsp, here it is. We can retrieve the attribute we have successfully logged in. Okay, and the response is being sent to the client. Cool. So as we know, the request is being forwarded to success.jsp, which is a Java server page, and we are setting an attribute of student name, what we retrieved from the result set. And so what we are doing, we forwarded the request to success.jsp, and success.jsp is a JSP page. It will get compiled into servlet and whatnot, and it will return the response. Okay, the response is not returned from the login servlet, it is returned from success.jsp. It's a server-side forward. Also, we can verify, select star from students, we registered test 124. Okay, cool.